Welcome to the timeless world of Babylon, the cradle of wealth, wisdom, and prosperity. The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason is a series of parables set in the ancient city, offering enduring lessons on money management, financial success, and the principles of building wealth. Through the lives of its characters, Bansir, the chariot builder, Kobi, the musician, and Arkad, the richest man in Babylon, we are transported to a world where the pursuit of fortune is guided by discipline, wisdom, and timeless truths. Each chapter is a story filled with practical advice woven into the fabric of their struggles, triumphs, and personal growth. This narration will take you on a journey, chapter by chapter, to uncover the secrets of financial prosperity. From the humblest beginnings to the grandest achievements, these stories reveal how anyone, regardless of their current circumstances, can master the principles of wealth. As we embark on this journey, prepare to be inspired by the wisdom of Arkad, to walk through the bustling streets of Babylon, and to learn how the simple yet profound lessons from the past can transform your financial future. Let the golden rules of Babylon guide you, one chapter at a time, to a life of abundance and security. So, come with me to ancient Babylon, where the lessons of wealth were born, and let us uncover the secrets to financial success, one story at a time. Chapter 1. The Man Who Desired Gold. The story begins in the ancient city of Babylon, a bustling hub of commerce, wealth, and towering ziggurats. Amidst this vibrant city, we meet Bansir, a skilled chariot builder, sitting dejectedly on the low wall outside his modest home. His hands, calloused from years of labor, rest idly on his knees. Inside his workshop, an unfinished chariot lies abandoned, a stark reminder of his growing disillusionment. Despite his craftsmanship and years of hard work, Bansir finds himself no closer to achieving the wealth and comfort he desires. His life is one of toil, and yet his purse remains perpetually light. As he gazes out at the streets, he sees the wealthy citizens of Babylon strolling by, their gold-filled purses jingling and their fine robes glimmering in the sunlight. A sharp pang of envy and frustration grips him, for he knows that his labor enriches others while leaving him poor. Soon his friend Kobi, a musician with a joyful spirit but similar financial woes, arrives. Kobi notices Bansir's uncharacteristic gloom and asks what troubles him. Bansir explains his dissatisfaction, sharing how tired he is of working endlessly without any lasting reward. He dreams of gold, not for idle luxury, but to secure a better future for himself and his family. Kobi sympathizes, revealing that he too feels the same frustrations. Despite his talent and dedication as a musician, he remains poor, struggling to meet his needs. The two friends lament their situation, pondering why so many hard-working men in Babylon live in poverty, while wealth seems concentrated in the hands of a few. As they talk, they realize that the wealthy men of Babylon must have knowledge and secrets that they, and many others, lack. Bansir points out that Arkad, an old friend from their youth, is now the richest man in Babylon. Once a man of humble means like themselves, Arkad now enjoys immense wealth, fine robes, and luxurious living. Driven by this realization, the two friends decide to seek out Arkad and learn the secrets of his success. They resolve to humble themselves and ask for guidance, believing that wealth is not solely a matter of hard work, but also of understanding how to manage and grow money. With a renewed sense of purpose, Bansir and Kobi prepare to approach Arkad, their determination fueled by the hope that they too can uncover the principles of prosperity. Thus, the first chapter sets the stage for the journey of financial wisdom and the lessons that will unfold in the heart of ancient Babylon. Chapter 2. The Richest Man in Babylon. Bansir and Kobi, determined to change their financial fates, seek out Arkad, the richest man in Babylon. They find him in his grand home, surrounded by evidence of his wealth, fine tapestries, gold coins, and luxurious furnishings. Despite his riches, Arkad greets them warmly, his demeanor kind and approachable. After exchanging pleasantries, Bansir explains their purpose. He confesses that despite their hard work, they remain poor, and have come to ask Arkad how he became so wealthy. They wish to learn the secret of his success, hoping that his wisdom can help them achieve financial security and prosperity. Arkad smiles knowingly, recognizing their earnestness. He agrees to share his knowledge, but first he recounts his own story, one of humble beginnings and a turning point that changed his life forever. Arkad explains that, like them, he once struggled with poverty. In his youth he worked tirelessly as a scribe, copying tablets for meagre pay. Though he worked harder than most, his efforts seemed to yield little reward, and his dreams of wealth felt distant and unattainable. One day, an opportunity presented itself when Algamish, a wealthy moneylender, came to him with an urgent request. Algamish needed a clay tablet copied overnight and promised to pay handsomely for the task. Arkad agreed and toiled through the night to complete the work. When Algamish returned the next morning, he was pleased with the results and kept his promise to pay Arkad. However, Arkad did not let the moment pass without seizing a chance to learn. He asked Algamish a question that had been burning in his mind. How can a man acquire wealth and keep it? Intrigued by Arkad's curiosity, Algamish agreed to share his wisdom, but only after seeing Arkad's determination and willingness to work hard. The secret, Algamish explained, lay not in earning more but in keeping a portion of what one earns. He advised Arkad to save at least 1/10 of all he earned and to ensure that money was put to work, growing and multiplying. Arkad listened carefully and committed himself to following this principle. He began setting aside 1/10 of his income, no matter how small the amount. Over time, he learned to invest his savings wisely and avoid foolish spending. With patience, discipline, and sound judgment, his wealth began to grow. Returning to the present, Arkad tells Bansir and Kobi that anyone can achieve wealth if they are willing to follow these simple yet powerful principles. Wealth, he explains, is not reserved for the lucky or the privileged, but is available to those who learn the laws of money and apply them diligently. Inspired by Arkad's story, Bansir and Kobi leave with a new sense of hope and determination. They now understand that the path to wealth begins with saving a portion of their earnings and using that money wisely to build a prosperous future. Chapter 3. 7 Cures for a Lean Purse. Arkad delivers a lecture to a group of men invited by the king of Babylon to learn the principles of building wealth. Recognized as the richest man in the city, Arkad is asked to share his wisdom to help solve the widespread problem of poverty among the citizens. Standing before the eager audience, Arkad begins by explaining that wealth is governed by laws, and anyone who learns and applies these laws can overcome financial struggles. He then reveals the 7 cures for a lean purse, a set of timeless principles for creating and maintaining wealth. Cure 1. Start thy purse to fattening. Arkad's first cure is simple yet profound. Save at least 1/10 of all you earn. He explains that the first step to building wealth is to pay yourself first. No matter how little or much a person earns, they must learn to keep a portion for themselves before spending on others or necessities. This discipline, he emphasizes, is the foundation of growing one's purse. Cure 2. Control thy expenditures. The second cure focuses on managing expenses. Arkad warns against confusing desires with necessities. He explains that many people live paycheck to paycheck, not because they earn too little, but because they allow their desires to grow with their income. By controlling spending and distinguishing between wants and needs, one can ensure that savings grow steadily. Cure 3. Make thy gold multiply. The third cure emphasizes investing. Arkad teaches that money must not sit idle, it should be put to work. By investing wisely, savings can grow and generate additional income. He compares money to a loyal servant. When used wisely, it works tirelessly to increase wealth. Cure 4. Guard thy treasures from loss. Arkad's fourth cure is a lesson in prudence. He advises against making risky or impulsive investments and encourages consulting wise and experienced individuals before parting with money. Protecting wealth is as important as growing it, and one must learn to avoid schemes that promise quick riches. Cure 5. Make of thy dwelling a profitable investment. The fifth cure focuses on owning property. Arkad explains that owning one's home not only provides security, but also reduces living expenses in the long run. A wise investment in a dwelling can contribute significantly to one's financial stability. Cure 6. Ensure a future income. The sixth cure addresses planning for the future. Arkad stresses the importance of saving and investing to ensure a comfortable life in one's later years. He advises creating a steady source of income that will provide security even when one can no longer work actively. Cure 7. Increase thy ability to earn. Finally, the seventh cure emphasizes self-improvement. Arkad explains that a person's earning potential depends on their knowledge, skills, and work ethic. By continuously learning and improving, one can increase their value and, consequently, their income. Education and dedication are keys to unlocking greater financial opportunities. As Arkad concludes his lecture, the audience listens intently, their minds filled with the practical wisdom of these 7 cures. He encourages them to not only learn these principles, but also to act upon them, for knowledge without action will not lead to wealth. Anyone, regardless of their current circumstances, can achieve financial security by applying these timeless lessons. The 7 cures are not just a path to wealth, but also a guide to a disciplined, prosperous life. Chapter 4. Meet the Goddess of Good Luck. The next lesson begins with Arkad addressing another group of Babylonian citizens eager to learn about wealth. This time, he turns the conversation toward an often overlooked factor in financial success: luck. Arkad opens with a question to the crowd. Who among you has not stood in awe of a man's good fortune, wondering why the goddess of good luck favors him? The audience nods, many confessing that they often attribute wealth to luck. Arkad, however, challenges this notion by explaining that luck is not as random as people believe. He tells the story of a farmer who idly dreams of discovering a hidden treasure beneath his field. While the farmer waits for luck to favor him, his field lies barren and he toils in poverty. Meanwhile, another farmer diligently works his land, planting seeds and tending to crops. In the end, it is the diligent farmer who prospers, not because of blind luck, but because of his efforts. Arkad emphasizes that good luck often visits those who take action and seize opportunities. He refers to the goddess of good luck as favoring the bold, those who act swiftly and decisively when a chance arises. Hesitation and fear, he warns, are the enemies of luck. To illustrate his point, Arkad recounts a personal anecdote. He once learned of a merchant who sought partners to invest in a caravan destined to trade rare goods. The opportunity promised significant profits, but Arkad hesitated and let the chance pass. As a result, he watched others reap the rewards while he gained nothing. From that moment on, Arkad resolved to act when opportunity knocked. The audience listens attentively as Arkad explains that while opportunities may not always lead to success, taking no action guarantees failure. He encourages them to prepare for luck by saving money, acquiring knowledge, and staying alert for opportunities. As the lecture continues, Arkad asks the crowd to reflect on missed opportunities in their own lives. Many admit to moments when fear, doubt, or procrastination caused them to lose out on potential fortunes. Arkad assures them that they can change this pattern by cultivating courage and decisiveness. Arkad's final piece of advice: good luck is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of preparation meeting opportunity. Be ready, act boldly, and you will find the goddess of good luck smiling upon you. The audience departs inspired, realizing that they hold the power to attract luck through action and preparation. They leave with a renewed sense of purpose, ready to pursue their dreams with courage and determination. Chapter 5. The 5 Laws of Gold. Arkad then shares one of his most profound teachings with his son, Nomasir. The lesson centers on the 5 Laws of Gold, timeless principles for building and preserving wealth. The story begins with Arkad explaining how he taught Nomasir to handle money. When Nomasir came of age, Arkad gave him two things: a bag of gold and a clay tablet inscribed with the 5 laws of gold. Arkad instructed his son to use both wisely, cautioning that understanding the laws would be far more valuable than the gold itself. Nomasir then set off to make his own way in the world. Years later, Nomasir returns to his father, his demeanor confident and his wealth abundant. He recounts his journey, confessing that at first he squandered the bag of gold by making reckless investments and trusting unwise counsel. He quickly lost everything and found himself destitute. Reflecting on his mistakes, Nomasir turned to the clay tablet and began studying the 5 laws of gold. By applying the principles, he slowly rebuilt his fortune, learning to manage his wealth with wisdom and discipline. Now a wealthy man, Nomasir credits the 5 laws for his success. Nomasir then shares the 5 laws of gold as Arkad had taught him. 1. Gold comes willingly and in increasing quantity to anyone who saves at least 1/10 of their earnings. The first law emphasizes the importance of saving a portion of one's income consistently. Wealth begins to accumulate for those who discipline themselves to set money aside. 2. Gold labors diligently and multiplies for the wise owner who puts it to profitable use. The second law teaches that saved money should be invested wisely, allowing it to grow. Wealth works like a loyal servant when put to good use. Third, gold clings to the protection of the cautious owner who invests it under the advice of wise men. The third law warns against risky investments. Seeking the guidance of knowledgeable individuals ensures that wealth is preserved and grows steadily. 4. Gold slips away from the person who invests it in ventures they do not understand or that are not approved by those skilled in its handling. The fourth law highlights the dangers of ignorance and greed. Investing in ventures outside one's expertise or without proper counsel often leads to loss. 5. Gold flees from the person who forces it to impossible earnings or follows the alluring advice of tricksters and schemers. The fifth law warns against falling for schemes that promise unrealistic returns. Greed and impatience can lead to financial ruin. As Nomasir concludes his story, Arkad praises his son for learning from his mistakes and mastering the principles of wealth. The 5 laws of gold, Arkad explains, are universal truths that apply to all who seek financial security and prosperity. They are not mere theories but practical guidelines tested by time and experience. The audience reflected on the wisdom of the 5 laws. Like Nomasir, they realize that understanding and applying these principles can turn even small amounts of money into lasting wealth. Chapter 6. The Gold Lender of Babylon. This chapter introduces Rodan, a skilled Babylonian spearmaker, who finds himself in an unusual situation. After crafting an exceptional spear for the king, Rodan is rewarded with a handsome sum of 50 gold pieces. While thrilled by this newfound wealth, he is also overwhelmed with uncertainty about how to handle such a large sum. Seeking guidance, Rodan visits Mathon, a wise and experienced gold lender in Babylon. As Rodan meets with Mathon, he explains his predicament. His sister's husband has asked to borrow the gold to invest in a risky business venture. Rodan, unsure whether to agree, feels torn between familial obligation and his fear of losing the gold. He turns to Mathon for advice on what he should do. Mathon listens attentively and then takes out a box filled with small tokens, each representing a loan he has made. He explains that these tokens remind him of the many lessons he has learned about lending money over the years. Some tokens represent loans that were repaid in full, while others represent losses due to unwise decisions or misplaced trust. To help Rodan understand the risks of lending gold, Mathon shares his philosophy. Gold should only be lent to those who have a reasonable prospect of repaying it. He emphasizes that a borrower's good intentions are not enough. They must also have the means and the experience to succeed in their ventures. Mathon points out that Rodan's brother-in-law has no experience in the business he wishes to start. Lending the gold in this situation would likely result in its loss. He advises Rodan to protect his gold by either keeping it safe or lending it only to those whose capabilities and track record inspire confidence. Mathon further explains the importance of wealth preservation, comparing gold to a faithful servant that, when treated with care, works tirelessly to grow and multiply. Reckless decisions, however, can cause gold to slip away and never return. Rodin takes Mathon's advice to heart. He realizes that while he loves his sister, he must not allow sentimentality to cloud his judgment. Giving the gold to her husband would not help them or himself in the long term. Instead, he resolves to safeguard his newfound wealth and seek opportunities to invest it wisely. This chapter highlights the importance of prudence and discernment when managing wealth. Lending or investing money requires careful consideration of the borrower's ability and character, as well as the risks involved. Mathon's wisdom teaches that protecting wealth is as crucial as acquiring it, and sentiment must not outweigh sound judgment. The story of Rodin serves as a timeless reminder. Wealth can be preserved and grown only when managed with caution, foresight, and a willingness to make difficult but wise decisions. Chapter 7. The Walls of Babylon. This chapter shifts focus from personal finance to a broader lesson about security and preparation. It recounts the story of a great siege against the city of Babylon, emphasizing the importance of protecting what one has built. The story begins with Babylon under threat from a powerful and determined enemy army. The invaders surround the city, their numbers vast and their weapons fearsome. Despite the dire situation, the citizens of Babylon remain calm and resolute, placing their trust in the city's towering walls. The walls of Babylon are legendary for their strength and impenetrability. Built with foresight and diligence, they stand as a symbol of the city's prosperity and wisdom. The citizens know that as long as the walls hold, they are safe from harm, no matter how fierce the enemy's assault. For weeks, the enemy army lays siege to Babylon, attempting to break through its defenses. They launch repeated attacks, use battering rams, and employ various strategies to breach the walls. However, all their efforts prove futile. Inside the city, the citizens remain steadfast. They have stored ample provisions, ensuring they can endure the siege for as long as necessary. The people go about their lives with confidence, knowing that the walls will protect them. Eventually, the enemy, weary and demoralized, abandons the siege and retreats. The city of Babylon emerges unscathed, a testament to the wisdom of its leaders and the strength of its defenses. The walls of Babylon serve as a powerful metaphor for financial security. Just as the city's walls protect its people from external threats, individuals must build their own walls to safeguard their wealth and well-being. These walls are built through careful planning, saving, and wise investments. Arkad explains that one must always be prepared for life's uncertainties, unexpected expenses, economic downturns, or unforeseen misfortunes. By creating a financial safety net and exercising discipline, one can face challenges with confidence and resilience. The story of Babylon's walls reinforces the importance of preparation and foresight in all areas of life. It teaches that security and peace of mind come not from luck, but from deliberate effort and planning. Whether it is a city defending itself from invaders or an individual protecting their wealth, strong defenses are essential for enduring prosperity. The chapter concludes with the timeless truth that fortune favors the prepared. Those who take the time to build their walls, financial or otherwise, will find themselves safe and secure no matter what challenges arise. Chapter 8. The Camel Trader of Babylon. This chapter tells the inspiring story of Arkad, a young man down on his luck and burdened by debt. It explores the themes of personal responsibility, the consequences of poor choices, and the path to redemption through discipline and hard work. Arkad begins the story as a man in despair. He sits hungry and penniless outside a tavern, unable to afford a meal. His debts weigh heavily on him, particularly a debt owed to Dabasir, a well-known camel trader in Babylon. Arkad feels ashamed, knowing he has avoided Dabasir and failed to fulfill his obligations. As he sits in self-pity, he unexpectedly encounters Dabasir himself. The camel trader, stern yet composed, invites Arkad to sit and talk. Arkad reluctantly agrees, bracing for a harsh reprimand. Instead of scolding Arkad, Dabasir shares his own story of struggle and redemption. He reveals that he was not always the prosperous camel trader he is now. Years ago, Dabasir lived recklessly, spending beyond his means and accumulating a mountain of debt. He lived extravagantly, ignoring the growing financial burden until he was unable to pay his creditors. Overwhelmed by his situation, Dabasir fled Babylon, abandoning his responsibilities and his family. His escape led him to the deserts, where he was captured and enslaved by a wandering tribe. Stripped of his freedom and dignity, Dabasir hit rock bottom. While in captivity, Dabasir reflected deeply on his life and mistakes. He realized that his misfortune was not the result of bad luck, but of his own choices. Determined to reclaim his honor, he resolved to pay back every coin he owed and rebuild his life. Through his hard work and unwavering determination, Dabasir eventually earned his freedom. Returning to Babylon, he sought out each of his creditors, promising to repay them in full. Though it took years of disciplined living, Dabasir fulfilled his promise and regained his reputation as an honorable man. Dabasir's story resonates deeply with Arkad, who begins to see that his own situation is not hopeless. Dabasir encourages him to take responsibility for his debts, no matter how difficult it may seem. He assures Arkad that by living frugally, working diligently, and repaying his obligations bit by bit, he can restore his honor and build a better future. Dabasir's final words to Arkad are a powerful reminder. Where the determination is, the way can be found. Inspired by Dabasir's journey, Arkad resolves to face his debts and take control of his life. This chapter underscores the importance of accountability and self-discipline in overcoming financial hardships. It teaches that even in the face of overwhelming debt or failure, redemption is possible through hard work and determination. Dabasir's transformation serves as a beacon of hope, showing that anyone can rise above their circumstances and rebuild their life if they take responsibility for their actions. The chapter concludes with Arkad beginning his journey of redemption, inspired by the wisdom and resilience of the camel trader of Babylon. Chapter 9. The Clay Tablets from Babylon. This chapter presents a fascinating discovery. Ancient clay tablets found in Babylon that reveal timeless lessons about managing money and building wealth. It frames these teachings as coming from centuries past, emphasizing their universal and enduring value. The story begins with an archaeologist uncovering a set of clay tablets inscribed in cuneiform during an excavation in the ruins of Babylon. When the inscriptions are translated, they reveal the story of Dabasir, the camel trader, and his personal financial plan to repay his debts and achieve prosperity. The tablets provide a glimpse into the daily struggles and triumphs of the people of Babylon, offering practical advice on wealth management that resonates across generations. The first tablet recounts Dabasir's commitment to repaying his creditors after his escape from slavery. Determined to restore his honor, he crafted a plan to manage his finances with discipline and resolve. 1. A portion of all he earned was saved. Dabasir resolved to save 1/10 of all his earnings, no matter how little he made. This practice helped him build wealth over time and provided him with the resources to invest in his future. 2. 7/10 for daily living. Dabasir allocated 7/10 of his income for necessities and daily expenses. He learned to live within his means, sacrificing luxury for stability. 3/10 to repay debts. He dedicated 3/10 of his earnings to repaying his debts, ensuring that each creditor received a fair share of what he owed. Over time, his consistent payments cleared his debts and restored his reputation. Dabasir's plan was not easy. He faced challenges and temptations, but his unwavering commitment to his goal kept him on track. The tablets describe his gradual progress as his debts diminished and his savings grew. Dabasir's story became an example for others in Babylon, inspiring them to adopt similar practices. The clay tablets from Babylon reveal lessons that remain relevant today. 1. Save consistently. Building wealth begins with setting aside a portion of your earnings. 2. Live within your means. Avoid overspending and focus on needs rather than wants. 3. Honor your obligations. Repaying debts, even slowly, restores dignity and trust. These principles serve as a roadmap for financial stability and success, regardless of time or place. The story of the clay tablets reinforces the idea that wealth is not a product of chance, but of deliberate action and sound financial habits. It reminds readers that the wisdom of the past is still applicable to modern challenges, offering guidance for anyone seeking to build a secure and prosperous future. The chapter concludes with the archaeologist marveling at the enduring relevance of Dabasir's plan, a testament to the timelessness of Babylonian wisdom. Chapter 10. The Luckiest Man in Babylon. This chapter centers on the story of Sharu Nada, a once poor man who rises to become one of the wealthiest and most respected citizens of Babylon. His journey demonstrates how, through discipline, wisdom, and opportunity, anyone can change their financial fate no matter their starting point. The story begins by introducing Sharu Nada as a young, penniless man. Born into poverty, he worked as a common laborer, earning just enough to survive. His prospects seemed bleak, and the thought of ever becoming wealthy seemed like a distant dream. However, Sharu Nada possessed a keen mind and an unshakable belief that his circumstances did not define his future. One day, Sharu Nada encounters a wealthy merchant who becomes his mentor. This merchant, impressed by Sharu Nada's determination and intelligence, offers him an opportunity to learn the art of business and trade. Through this mentor's guidance, Sharu Nada begins to grasp the principles of accumulating wealth. Under the mentorship of the merchant, Sharu Nada learns several key principles that would shape his future success. These lessons are rooted in sound financial practices. 1. Learn to manage and grow your resources. Sharu Nada is taught that wealth is not just about earning money, but about managing it effectively. He learns the importance of budgeting, saving, and investing wisely. 2. Seize opportunities when they arise. His mentor teaches him the importance of being prepared to take advantage of opportunities when they come. Sharu Nada learns that fortune favors the bold, and one must be ready to act when an opportunity presents itself. 3. Be patient and persistent. Success does not come overnight. Sharu Nada understands that wealth is the result of consistent effort and the patience to see investments grow over time. 4. Never underestimate the value of hard work. Even as his wealth begins to grow, Sharu Nada continues to apply himself with discipline and hard work, never relying on luck, but instead trusting in his efforts and planning. Over the years, Sharu Nada applies these principles, gradually building his fortune. He invests in trade ventures that grow with each passing year. His disciplined savings and wise investments begin to pay off. He takes great care in managing his business and diversifying his wealth. As his wealth increases, Sharu Nada becomes a respected figure in Babylon, not only for his success, but also for his wisdom in managing money. He is known as one of the richest men in the city, and his story becomes an inspiration to many. Throughout his journey, Sharu Nada reflects on the idea of luck. He admits that luck did play a role in his life, meeting the right mentor at the right time, seizing the opportunity to learn, and being in the right place at the right time. However, he also acknowledges that luck alone did not make him wealthy. It was his willingness to learn, work hard, and apply sound financial principles that ultimately led to his success. Sharu Nada concludes that while good fortune may visit, it is the ability to prepare for and seize opportunities that truly makes someone lucky. True luck, he believes, is the result of persistence, wisdom, and the application of the right principles. The story of Sharu Nada serves as a reminder that anyone, no matter their background, can rise to wealth through disciplined effort, learning, and wise decisions. Luck may play a part in our lives, but it is the preparation, work, and decisions we make that ultimately determine our success. This chapter reinforces the theme that wealth is not just about chance. It is about taking control of one's destiny, learning from others, and applying principles that have stood the test of time. Sharu Nada's transformation from a humble laborer to one of the wealthiest men in Babylon shows that with the right mindset and approach, anyone can achieve financial success. Timeless lessons within these chapters remain as relevant today as they were in the ancient city of Babylon. Through the stories of Arkad, Bansir, Kobi, and the many others, we've learned that wealth is not simply a matter of fortune or inheritance, but the result of discipline, wise decisions, and a deep understanding of how to manage money. The book has imparted key principles that have stood the test of time. Save a portion of your earnings, live below your means, invest wisely, seek advice from those who have succeeded before you, and ensure that your wealth serves not just your own future, but that of your family and community. These are the pillars upon which lasting prosperity is built. What makes the lessons of Babylon so powerful is that they are universal. Anyone, regardless of their starting point, can adopt these principles and begin the journey to financial security. Wealth, as Arkad teaches us, is a habit, not a chance occurrence. It's not about luck, but about making consistent, informed choices. Every decision, no matter how small, can lead to greater financial freedom and a more secure future. The story of the richest man in Babylon is a reminder that wealth is more than just gold. It's about the wisdom to manage it, the patience to grow it, and the generosity to share it. As we finish the book, we are left with a clear path to follow, to become masters of our money, to create wealth with intention, and to pass that knowledge on to others, so that prosperity, like knowledge, is never lost. May the wisdom of Babylon continue to inspire us in our own journeys toward wealth and financial fulfillment. Thank you for following this journey through the pages of The Richest Man in Babylon. The lessons learned are just the beginning. Now, it's your turn to apply them and make your own path to financial success.